Welcome for this new training. So here is the first video. In this video, we'll have a look on how to set up Blender. So here I have Blender 4.5 and it's the first time I open it for the purpose of this video. So if you open Blender for the first time, it will show you here this little screen. I recommend to use everything by default and you can save the new preferences here. Okay, then we will go further. One of the things I like to have always into the interface here, it's some statistics. So we'll make a right click there and we will enable statistics just to have the number of objects we have, the number of polygons, and the number of triangles, faces, and vertices. Here we have the system memory and the video memory as well. And for the scene duration, it's more for animation. As we will not make too much animation in this project, we will not enable it. So here we have a list of what's happening here in our 3D scene. So if it's the first time you open Blender, so here is the 3D view, here it's the animation tab here. Here we have a part is called here for the collections. So we can select our objects from here or directly from the 3D view as well. And here we have the properties of the scene and of our objects. But for the purpose of this training, we will have to set up a few things to make Blender better for the architectural modelization. So let's go here and we will go into preferences. And here we'll go to get extensions. So the first time you open it, you will have to allow online access and it will check the extension updates and you will have a list after that. So here we will search for a few things into extensions. We will enable a few add-ons into Blender. The first one is the bool tool. Okay. Okay, it took a little time to update and to sync with the website. So here we can install bool tool, as you can see. So it's very easy and not complicated to make. So sometimes it takes a little time to install the add-ons. So here the first one is the bool tool. When it's finished, I come back to you. All right, you can see that now it's installed. So the next one is the loop tool. Okay, you can see loop tools here. You just install and wait for it. Then we will go for more specific add-ons for architectural. We will go for Archimesh. Okay, so this one is installed. Then we can install BugAPI as well. So it will be very good, this one, to add stuff into the scene and especially for the outside of the scene. So for the exterior, let's go for it. Let's install it. Okay, we are good for this one. We will need another one to add some furnitures easily. We will use IKEA browser. So let's install it. And then we are good to go to start the training. So we can download other maybe add-ons during the training, but for now we are good to start. So let's go and see a little everything that we have to change here into the settings. So here into the interface, you have nothing to change. For the viewport as well, here nothing to change. if you want here into the interface, it can be good to manage here the scale to have something bigger for the text or less big. It really depends of your screen resolution, this. So I keep it by default myself here. For the lights, we have nothing to change here. You can add your own matte caps here, for example, or on HDRI. Here you have the options for the editing. As the rest, we have nothing to change. We keep maximum things by default here like this. It will be easier for you to manage. Same for animation. For the extensions, we made it into the add-on section, so we come back with our little add-ons that we did install and the one that are already installed in Blender by default. Just verify here if you can enable Node Wrangler. It will be very important for the training in the end. Okay, for the themes here, you can change some different themes, like for example, you can use Blender Light or Blender Dark. And if you want more themes and change it yourself, you can go into the extensions here, and instead of add-ons here, you can change and search themes. You have a lot that are here. You can install, and after you will find them into the list here and change them. For the rest, I use just Blender Dark, just to not have too much complicated things to change for you by default. Here we can come to the inputs. If you don't have a numpad, you can change here and emulate the numpad. So like this, you will have the views. So just for informations here, we have 1, 3, 7. You see it's here. It's front orthographic view here, top orthographic view with 7 and 3 here. So you will have, there's different things that are into the numpad to change the views here. We will see that during the training, but if you don't have a numpad, you can use the normal numbers on top of your keyboard here. If you don't have a third button here in your mouse, the third button, it's when you use the scroll, you can use it as a button as well when you push it. So yeah, you can, if you don't have it, you can use emulate here with this, and you will use Alt left click for turnaround. You see here, for example, for turning around the cube here, I use the third button of the mouse and click and drag. Like this, I can turn around my selection like this very easily. But I really recommend you to use a mouse with 3 buttons and a keyboard with a numpad if you want to involve yourself in 3D. Okay, so here for the rest, we change nothing. For the navigation, we remove the auto perspective. So the auto perspective, it's something that it can be a little annoying. So with the numpad 5 here, you can see that we can change to the perspective and to the orthographic. So when you are in perspective view, in orthographic view here, for example, here like that, and change it, if you don't have the auto perspective, it doesn't change. But if you have the auto perspective on, okay, and change it, it goes to perspective, and it's a little annoying. Like if I move, you see all the geometry changes very. So I don't like this that much. That's why I remove the auto perspective. For the rest, we keep it by default. For the key map, here the same, you can change and manage your own shortcuts, but for the training, I recommend to use the same as me. For the system, it depends of your graphic card. So just check your graphic card. If you have an old NVIDIA card GTX, you can use CUDA, okay? If you have a more recent graphic card, NVIDIA RTX, you can use optics and it will be quicker. So I recommend you to use that if you have an RTX. It should be the case. If you have here the GPU with AMD, okay, you can use HIP here. And if you have a GPU with with the brand Intel, you can use here this one. For me, I have an RTX 3090 Ti, so I use optics. And you can add even your own processor if needed, but the CPU here is not really as powerful as the GPU, so I use only the GPU for myself. Here we have nothing to change. For the save and load here, nothing to change as well. For the file path, we will come back to it after to manage the assets. But for now, we have nothing to change as well. And that's it for the settings. If you want to save that, it should be automatic, but just to be sure, go to save, auto save preferences enabled here, and just save preferences like that, okay? Other things that we will have to manage, and it's more related to the scene here and to the blend file that opens when you open Blender for the first time, okay? So for the purpose of this, I will just select all the objects and remove them with sup, with delete. So here, I will enable another little add-on. It's only for me. Okay, the name of this add-on is Screencast Keys. Add-ons. Okay. So I will install that one. Okay, it's here now. So now I will enable this little add-on there. And like this, you will see always the shortcuts and what I will use into the mouse here. So I will put a little color blue like this. You will see more what's happening. Maybe I will increase a little the size of the mouse over there. So for the mouse size, maybe I will 40 like that. And you know, when I make, for example, Control A, you can see the shortcut here. So I will increase the size as well. Maybe something like 25. Okay. Yeah, it looks good. And I will put an offset into the x-axis to put it here, because sometimes we have a little tab that appears here. So like this, it will not be on top of it. So let's go for that. This one is only for me, and after like this, you will have always the shortcuts that will appear and what's happening to the mouse. If I use, for example, the mouse, the center button, here you can see the center button, or the right click or the left click, it appears here. Okay, so let's continue that and the setup of the file that you will open always when you open Blender. So this file here, you can set it up here by default. So you can see that you can load the factory settings, the one that appears with the cube and the camera and the light, but we don't want that. We just want an empty scene to start a Blender file. It's better. A Blender project, it's better. Like this, you don't have to remove the objects, and we will manage a few other things. But to see a little of the changes that we will make here, I will just add a mesh and a monkey. A monkey, it's a little object that is only in Blender, and it's a kind of object to make some experiments with it. So let's go with here, Suzanne here, and I would like to manage a little more the viewport here. And for the viewport setting, we'll go there and manage this, enable matte cap. I prefer this viewport like this with the matte cap, and enable here the cavity. For the cavity, you use the type screen, and you use 1 and 1 as it is by default here. And for the rest, you keep it by default. So like this, we'll have a better visualization compared to what was here before. For the rest, I will just remove now my object. I have nothing to change more. An empty scene with a new collection, empty as well. And that's it. So like this, you can open this by default in Blender, and it will be very easy to manage. So we will go to File here, Default, and Save Startup File. Like this, it will be like that when you open Blender for the first time. So here it is. We are good to go and to continue and start our project. So in the next video, we will add reference images to model the house, and I will show you how to do that.